Hello, welcome to Charles Ripley Gymnasium, where we have this is the second time we've been here, Bill.
It is.
Red, white, and blue game, and we've got the Parkview Patriots. They're going to start off with a JV game, and then we're going to go into the varsity game. We didn't even put it in the title, but we've got a top 25 player in this class, Dallas Thomas, a top 25 player in the 24 class. So we've got him 6'8" small forward. But we also got Coach Scotty Thurman, the Arkansas legend. Also, the Parkview head coach going to come up here. He's going to join us quite a bit today as we talk a little bit of hoops with him, probably talk a little Razorbacks with him along with this Parkview game that we've got. It's going to be a lot of fun here at Charles Ripley Gymnasium. We're excited to be here.
It's the second time I've been here in 2 weeks, Brad. I was here last weekend for a choir event, and I told them then, I said, I'll see you next week. And they said, what? I said, yeah, I'm going to hang out with Scotty this week.
Yeah, well, I don't think that those people and these people are the same people.
They may not be. It was the people in the concession stand. So
hey, you know,
it
they
could be.
Concession in the choir situation.
That did. It was all over in the cafeteria.
Yeah.
You know, but you go over there, pay with cash or cash out, and be about your way.
Okay. So we're getting ready for JV action here. They're going to start it up. Looks like we're going to get 10-minute continuous clock here. Maybe not a continuous clock in the first half. I'm sure Coach Thurman will come up here and let us know about what he's got going on. We actually do not have a numbered roster unless we've got one in the last few minutes. I just got a red and blue roster. We'll run down those rosters in just a minute. But Parkview, blue team gets the ball first. Red gets a breakout. Here we go all the way to the basket. Layup is good. Probably going to have to brush off a little bit of the old basketball commentary. It's been a while since last year, 5A state tournament.
Yep.
We were involved with probably one of the greatest games to ever be played in Arkansas State history, 5 overtime game. Unfortunately, Parkview did not come up on the right end of that one, at least today. We'll talk about that today, right?
Right.
Big collision there, and number 3 on the blue team hits the floor, and he's already in the locker room. They got a sub in for him. That was a big hit, but they're going right on with it. Red team has the ball now. Ball on the wing, trying to work something around the perimeter. Three-pointer on the way by number 14, no good. We got an illegal screen called. And I believe that's on number 24. I believe we've got Caleb Lowe, 6'3" sophomore, good-looking ball player. And, Bill, the thing about Parkview, when you're talking about their JV teams, and their JV teams can beat a lot of the teams in the state of Arkansas. You know what I mean? They've got a lot of good players out there just in JV. They run a good JV program, work their way up. You could have college offers and play on the JV team at Parkview. So now the red team has it. And that's a flash into the lane. That's Harrison Pickett. I know him because I had him in PE as a 5th grader. 4th and 5th grader. Talked to him a little bit down on the
court.
Make you
feel old.
Yeah, well, every day, Bill, it's a new thing.
It's always something, right?
I mean, you've got your senior daughter here. That makes me feel old,
I know, right?
I mean, it's just one of those things. Caity Harshaw doing the camera work for us. She's been joining us on the game of the week. We appreciate her being a part of what we're doing. 2-2 is your score. Under 8 minutes to play here in the first half. Nice little runner. Good, nice job there by the point guard for the Red. And
I'm just waiting for a 3-point bucket, Brad.
I believe it's Aiden Hainsbury. You'll
First
get one.
I'll get a chance to run that new graphic here in a minute.
Here at the Arkansas Sports Network, that's what we try to do. We're going to try to be on the cutting edge of graphics, and we've got a new one for you here. And there it is.
There it is.
And look at that beautiful thing. 3-pointer by Red is good. Pickett running the point for the blue team. Gets it off to the wing. There's a 3 on the way. It's up, in and out, no good. Nice rebound by Lowe. Lowe's a heck of a looking player here. Number 24, 6'3" sophomore. I'll bet you he'll be getting looks soon. That's another 3. And Hainsbury is saying, hey, you're going to remember my name. three-pointer by Hainsbury is good. He's got 5. It's 10-2 here, red over blue. Again, we're here at the red, white, and blue game. Al Flanagan Court, Charles Ripley Arena, 2 of the most legendary coaches in the state of Arkansas. And then you throw in Scotty Thurman, one of the most legendary basketball figures in the state of Arkansas. There's a lot of history here. Nice rebound up and no good, but good job by Lowe to put it up and in. Red on the board with 2. 12-2 is the score now.
Historical auditorium is what this is. It's a very historical place. You start talking about, different players that have played around the state, and I guarantee you most of them have played in this gym.
Oh, man. Lots of history here. Lots of big-time players. I wasn't there, but I guarantee you Joe Johnson from Little Rock Central played here, and then they've got all their Parkview guys that have played throughout the years. I mean, so many guys. Derek Fisher, probably the most legendary Parkview player, ended up playing in the NBA for, gosh, I don't even know how long. It was forever.
Well, I was here last week all day sitting in this very gym, and I got to looking around at these signs on the wall that goes back, many, many years, talking about all the different teams that have played here and all of their accomplishments. And you start reading these names, and you see names like Moses Moody.
Yes.
And names that'll stick out to you. So there's a lot of good people that have played in this gym.
Of course, Moody did start here. He ended up at North of Little Rock, and I think his final year he ended up playing in prep school. But, that's the nature of the beast anymore. But Moody was one of the players that played here.
9th grade city and tournament champions 2016 to 2017 with an 8-1 record.
Yes. That three-pointer was no good by the blue team. They get it up to Low. Nice catch. Ball stripped away by Pickett. Pickett now in transition. Crosses the half-court line. Gets into the lane all the way to the basket. His layup is good. And I can tell you, Pickett's a player, man. He's a guy that we'll have to watch throughout the years. Just a sophomore now, I believe.
I'll have to struggle if Pickett ever takes a charge. I'll have to struggle with a Pickett's charge reference.
There you go. He's a 6'2" sophomore. And
from this high in our vantage point, all of these guys look small.
Right, that's true. We are way up here. But, still not a bad seat. We're bringing it to you. And that's really what we try to do here at the Arkansas Sports Network. We're going to try to bring you the best players, the best teams, the best games. If you're watching and you're interested in sponsoring what we've got going on, I don't even know. I haven't even looked at the numbers to see who's watching, how many's watching right now. But if you're interested, we pull all kinds of viewership there throughout all season long. Last month it was almost 50,000. Probably, if I really went back and looked at the numbers, we probably did pull 50,000. And then this last week, 9 days ago, we finished the 4A volleyball tournament that ended up with over 30,000 views by itself.
Yeah, and that tournament in of itself was the reason why we are here today. Is when Scotty Thurman says, "Hey, you guys want to do this?" We're going to say, "Yeah."
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, that's pretty much where we're at with it. Coach Thurman asked us to be a part. Like I said, this is our second year to be a part of it. And we do appreciate Coach Thurman letting us be a part of it and kind of getting our basketball shoes on again, because it won't be long. We will be, throughout the month of November, we will be in somebody's press box, and who knows, we may be in, even in December, we may be in a press box. Last year, we did first week of December in Fordyce, and that thing got almost 20,000 views on it.
It was huge.
In the fourth quarter alone, we had almost 2,000 devices on us at one time. So, our numbers now are different than they were even then, so we're looking forward to what we can do, coming into football playoffs. We'll have an announcement out there this probably Monday about where we're going to be at. So be watching for that. Who knows, we might be with the Parkview Patriots.
Might be with Parkview. That's one of the ones that we're looking at. Looking at these brackets as they come out, trying to look at which game we want to go to. And, of course, we have our pick. We can go pretty much wherever we want at this point.
Yes, that's the beauty of what we've done with the AAA. They have given us a lot of autonomy. We appreciate that. Coach Thurman walking up to the booth right here, right now. But we've got a little bit of autonomy with them that we can kind of go wherever we want to go, and so we're excited to be bringing you playoff football. I'll say that. It's a lot of fun. Anytime you get into the playoffs, anytime you get in the playoffs in high school sports, it's a lot of fun. And speaking of somebody who's brought a lot of fun to the state of Arkansas, we've got Coach Scotty Thurman joining us here.
How you guys doing?
We're good, man.
Man, good to be here, man.
You're here all the time. We're here. This is the first time we've been here in a year.
Well, I'm glad that you made it today.
Well, we're going to come back this year for a basketball game or two to be a part of what you guys got going on. Let's talk about what you got going on here at Parkview.
Well, man, we're really excited about the kickoff to the season. Right now we've got a 9th grade JV mix where when I say mix, we got a couple of guys that are on the cusp of possibly playing varsity. They're not playing very intense right now for whatever reason. I think that'll change with the halftime talk. But just trying to give you guys a chance to compete and show their parents and the community the things they've been working on.
Well, so you guys, do you start next week?
We actually start on Monday.
On Monday, where do you at?
9th grade game, JV game, and a varsity game on Monday.
And who will you be playing on Monday?
On Monday, our 9th grade, our JV will be playing against Hot Springs. And then our varsity will be playing against my former high school, Ruston High School, in a varsity exhibition match.
Okay. So it's a kind of a benefit game. Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a benefit game. Once again, trying to raise money for these kids, being able to travel and do some different things.
Sure. So this is your 4th season, 5th season
This
here
is
now?
the start of my 4th season.
What's it like? I know that you've transitioned from Division I. Everybody knows that you're been so involved with the Razorbacks for so long. What has it been like to transition now to being a high school coach every day here at the office, kind of helping these young men kind of mold them and make them?
Well, it's a lot of fun. I mean, having the opportunity to try to mentor to some young people, in the college age is a lot different than high school. So, we're trying to equip these guys with not only basketball skills, but life skills, whether that's study habits, nutritional habits, making right decisions. So I'm just trying to keep them involved in basketball, but at the same time try to pour things off into their daily life. So,
let's talk a little bit about the varsity team. Of course, that's the one that everybody's going to have their eyes on, you guys. I mean, this is a traditional program here, one of the top 3 or 4 programs in the state of Arkansas. Tell us a little bit about what you're expecting out of your varsity squad this year.
Well, I'm actually just waiting to see kind of what it's going to shape up and look like. Right now we've got quite a few guys that are inexperienced in some light, but at the same time experienced in the sense that they've been here, been in the program, been practicing here with us, but never really have the opportunity to step out onto the varsity floor in the varsity game and compete. So I'm really anxious to see what some of the newcomers are going to do. And more importantly, what guys who have actually had roles like Nate Coley, our senior guard, Dallas Thomas, who's being recruited by the Razorbacks, and Carson Backus, all 3 are returning guys.
Yeah, you should get some real production out of those type of guys. Is there anybody that we should be looking for that maybe we don't know right now?
Well, I don't want to give that out just yet. I see a couple of high school coaches in the house, so I don't really want to share everything. But, I just say we got a few guys that we think are going to be able to help us compete at a high level.
All right. Yes, absolutely. We're going to stay right here with Coach Thurman. Now, are you going down or are you going to stay up here with us?
I'm going to go down there for 1 second, then I'll come right back and return with you guys.
All right, so let's go ahead and go to a break then, and we'll come back and we'll have some more with Coach Thurman in a little bit. But you're watching the red, white, and blue game here on Arkansas Sports Network with the Parkview Patriots head coach Scotty Thurman.
See you. Your incredible potential and willpower set you apart. You're first to take that leap of faith. First to get to work. First to solve the problem. No burden should be carried alone. We'll be there. Every step, day, challenge. First is your destiny. We get it because first is who we are.
There comes a time in all of our lives when we need the help of legal services. Well, let Leah Jacobs at Heirloom Legal at 425 North Church Street in Atkins be your go-to when you are needing assistance. If you're needing a will or a trust, maybe you're helping an elder parent with Medicaid issues, or planning on opening a brand new business, maybe you have another legal need. Jacobs can help you plan your next step. That's Heirloom Legal, helping families build and protect their legacy through estate, elder, and business planning. Call 501-819-2553, and walk-ins are welcome.
Gen Z is a stalled generation.
The news says Gen Z is struggling. I've got news for them.
I wait tables. But last week, I built a field hospital.
I put out a forest fire.
I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
I've saved lives.
And led a team on patrol.
I serve.
Well, I go to school full-time.
While I work full-time.
The greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
Well, we're starting the new 10 minutes. Coach Thurman walked his way down there I think he's trying to get a little spark going. He said they're not playing nearly as intensely as he'd like them to play. So we got another 10-minute half here, and I believe that we'll be on to varsity. I don't know exactly what the warm-up situation will be. We'll probably go to a bumper there and just hang with us. But we'll have varsity action here in just a few moments. But, you know, again, Bill, it's one of those things. There's just such a plethora of kids that can play here. And, of course, you've got to have a good JV program. You got to have a good obviously you want to have a good varsity program, but a JV program continues here at Parkview to feed that varsity program.
And that's what you have to have. You got to have somebody that's going to step in and back up the guys that have graduated and keep that tradition, keep that culture going, and I think Scotty Thurman's doing a good job of doing that.
Coach Thurman, you know, with us, he's been wonderful. I mean, the Arkansas Sports Network, I mean, I know there's varied opinions. Everybody has varied opinions, but with us, he's been wonderful to us. So we can't thank him enough for allowing us to be a part of it. Like I said, I believe we did the Parkview and Russellville game last year.
We did.
And we'll probably be here at Ripley Arena doing a game, as long as we can get the Wi-Fi to do it.
Yeah, as long as we get the Wi-Fi working.
I guess we've got enough today. It doesn't seem to be giving us too much problem.
We got about 78 drops rate.
Okay.
Nothing major.
That's not bad. So Parkview now kind of getting back to it. Ball off of blue, going to belong to red. And like I said, I don't have a numbered roster. I actually don't even have a varsity roster at all. I need to see if I can get a varsity roster. See if I can send him a text to get this varsity roster.
Shot was partially blocked.
Parkview on the breakaway. Layup is up. It's good.
I see Blue making this little bit of a comeback, bringing it back. At one point, it was, 10-2?
Yeah, they've definitely made a comeback here. And, again, you've got good players on both sides, so a 10-2 lead is really nothing in the grand scope of things. So, blue team, I believe they're down 16-14. Is that right?
That's what I got.
So, blue team trying to make maybe for a lead here. We got an illegal screen going back the other way.
I don't understand that, Brad. I don't understand that at all.
Tell me what you don't understand.
That screen down there.
Yeah. Got to get set. Got to get set. You know, one thing that I'm going to talk to Coach Thurman about is the shot clock. We've got a shot clock now through all the classifications. Last year, 6A played with it, 35-second shot clock. And this year, it is going to be a new thing for all classifications. And, you know, in 5A boys basketball, I don't think it's going to be a problem. You get down through, you know, smaller level classifications. Some of the girls' teams, some of the boys' teams may not be as adept to adapting to it as much, but we'll see. It's going to speed the game up, not going to allow teams to sit and hold the ball. You know, I've seen that happen throughout Arkansas in times where people just stand with the ball on their hip and just waste time. But this year, and I guess for years to come, that's not going to happen.
I guess not. And, you know, I remember some of these teams that you go and you watch, especially on the JV level, and they just want to pass the ball around a little bit. And that's not always the best case. And that's a shot clock's going to prevent that. You're going to see a lot more. I think you're going to see a lot more offense in high school basketball.
Yeah. There's a three on the way by Harrison Pickett on the blue team. And that makes it 22-21. Pickett helping Parkview with the lead. Subs all across the board here for red and blue coming in. trying to get that roster. Oh, we do have a roster for the JV team now, so I've got numbers finally.
Cross-court pass.
Yes.
Trying the far side.
Now I just got to figure out which one's red and which one's blue. I think I've got it. I've got a picture of the scorebook right here.
Yeah, that'll work.
Yep. Shot up, no good by Parkview. Shot it. Another shot by Parkview. All of them by Parkview. This one here, this one there. Bruce Williams, I believe, is going to the line for the Patriots.
Well, that'll make a red, white, blue game awfully interesting when it's rebounded by the Patriots, shot
right.
by the Patriots.
I mean, it could be, shot by Parkview, rebounded by the Patriots. I mean, we could.
I like the red and blue. That'll work, right?
Bruce Williams' first free throws up and good. And like you said, since the 10-2 start, blue team has taken the lead here, making it 23, make it 24 here. 24-21, three-point advantage for the blue team. So they've outscored the red team 22-11 here. And they're getting out in the passing lane, getting another breakaway. On the way, shot is up, no good. Tip up, no good. Good rebound. Ball knocked away. It's blocked. Going to belong to the blue team.
And for blue team number 23, Harrison Pickett, and number 3, Jaden Miller.
Harrison Pickett and Jaden Miller coming back in for the Patriot blue team. We're also going to have the Razorbacks here pretty soon. I've got my setup here ready to go for that one. We're looking forward to Arkansas taking on Liberty. Pickett gets down close to the lane, shot up, no good. Good rebound by Parkview, by Jaden Miller. Miller shot up.
Block.
Got a blocking foul. Looks like we're going to go. Looks like we're going to go to the free throw line. We are. 2 shots. Jaden Miller going to the free throw line. First shot is up. No good.
Brad, we've been doing this together for a while when you can read my thoughts.
Those thoughts aren't hard to read. Second shot by Miller is good. 25-21, 4-point advantage now for the blue team. Blue team now extending the defense. I think they might have gotten the talk at halftime. Good block there. That was an athletic play by Gavin Mormon. Nice play there by Mormon. Like I said, sometimes you've got to figure out a way to kind of dust off the basketball commentary. Got to get back into the flow of things.
Start wanting to call things the floor,
yes.
The field instead of the court.
Right. So we're working on that right now.
We're doing football and volleyball all season. This is our first basketball action of the season, so.
We'll be bringing basketball action in December. I know we do have a game scheduled, the Clinton Yellow Jackets versus Bauxite. The Bauxite Lady, it's really both teams, but we're going to go over there for the toy toss there on the 13th on a Tuesday night from Clinton. And we're excited to be a part of that. That's a fundraiser. I say a fundraiser, really a toy raiser, I guess, for kids that don't have a Christmas toy to have.
I don't know. I'm interested to go to that matchup. Not necessarily for the matchup or anything like that, but because you hear all of these kids and coaches talk about how hard it is to play at Clinton.
Yeah.
There's something about that gym, the backdrop between the back of the rim. It messes with you when you're trying to hit that depth.
So Clinton was a team that was a 3A squad last year, made the semifinals, won 30 ball games. Harrison Pickett away. His layup is no good, but he's going to the free throw line. Clinton won 30 ball games last year on the girls' side of things, made the semifinals, took Bergman down to the wire. Bergman girls, we had them last year. They are a fantastic squad. We're under a minute to play here in this JV ball game.
And they did the same thing in the first half. When you get under a minute, they will start playing clock.
But So, moving up to 4A, they bring everybody back from that 3A semifinal team that made that 130 ball games last year. So you really think they've got a chance to go deep into the tournament again this year. Even though they moved up to 4A, they're probably going to be a problem for a lot of other teams.
It's that arena style. You're not used to having that arena-style gymnasium at that level of play. And so when you have a 3A, and we have a 3A, that would make it get difficult when all of these 3A teams are now going to an arena-style gym for the first time.
Yep. Of course, those are becoming more and more popular throughout the state, even in the smaller classifications. I remember seeing them for the first time thinking, wow, what a place it would be to be able to play in a place like this. But it is different because you different shooting backdrops. Like what we have here, you've got the basket. You got, 10 feet from the basket, you've got a cinder block wall.
Yep.
It makes for a different backdrop when you've got stands that are ascending behind the goal. It makes it different. I've been in the Clinton gym before. It's a good one. It's going to be an easy place to shoot from.
As long as we have Wi-Fi, we'll be good.
And you know what? They're excited about us being there, so we're excited to be there. And we're excited to be here at Parkview as well. And like I said, we're going to talk with Coach Thurman a little bit about what he wants us to do for some of these games coming up. I think we've got at least 3 games with Parkview this year. Shot is up from the top of the key, no good. Good rebound there. Miller really making his presence felt since he got into the ball game. 20 seconds left here in the ball game. Like I said, we got varsity action coming for you. I believe that's how it's going to be. Not exactly sure how they're going to do the timing of it.
I remember last year was pretty quick. It wasn't
it wasn't a full-out time game. And you don't want to get anybody hurt. That's one thing you don't want anybody getting hurt in here at this time. 6.1 seconds to go. 26-21, blue team up on the red team. Nice comeback by the blue team. 3 up, no good. Good rebound, shot up, no good, and that's going to be the ball game. So 26-21 was your JV score. We're going to go to a bumper here, kind of figure out what's going to happen. Stay with us. Make sure you share this out with your friends. If you're a hoops junkie, this is a good time to be following some high school hoops right here. Probably one of the first broadcasts in the state of Arkansas, right here on the Arkansas Sports Network. We're going to do some catching up on what's going on the high school football field. We'll have some updates for that. We got Razorback coverage as well. We got everything. Coach Scotty Thurman coming up here later on. You don't want to miss it. Stay tuned right here on the Arkansas Sports Network. We'll be back in a few minutes.
Arc, a name you've come to know, is the Arkansas winner of the Quality Dealer Award and Top 5 Dealer in the Nation by the NIADA.
Hey, I'm Dare Saul. Thank you to all of our loyal customers who's made D3 Auto Sales the #1 used independent in the state of Arkansas. Customer service and community has always been our main focus here at D3. Why are we different? It's our people, and our vehicles look different. Your color, your style, your financing. Call me now, D3 Auto Sales in Des Arc.
We see you. Your incredible potential and willpower set you apart. You're first to take that leap of faith. First to get to work. First to solve the problem. No burden should be carried alone. We'll be there. Every step, day, challenge. First is your destiny. We get it because first is who we are.
There comes a time in all of our lives when we need the help of legal services. Well, let Leah Jacobs at Heirloom Legal at 425 North Church Street in Atkins be your go-to when you are needing assistance. If you're needing a will or a trust, maybe you're helping an elder parent with Medicaid issues, or planning on opening a brand new business, maybe you have another legal need. Jacobs can help you plan your next step. That's Heirloom Legal, helping families build and protect their legacy through estate, elder, and business planning. Call 501-819-2553, and walk-ins are welcome.
We're back here on the Arkansas Sports Network coverage of the Parkview Red, White, and Blue game. I'm excited to be here. And we got varsity action coming up. And, again, don't have a numbered roster. So I'm going to try to make do with what I have, which, okay, I see what we did here. If I'm not mistaken, I believe that the white team will be the team that's kind of more of the top players. More of the top 7, 8 players, and then the red team is going to be a team that's going to be less of those type of players, I believe.
Some more 1.5s.
Right. There you go. Right. That's probably a good way to put it. We're hoping for Coach Thurman to come back up. We're watching Arkansas basketball or football, I should say. We got 15 minutes continuous clock. It looks like what we're going to do here, and maybe they stop within 2 minutes. Maybe play real time in 2 minutes. We've got, and before I introduce that, I probably need to look up his name. I'm looking up a coach's name right now.
There we go. So the starting lineup's being introduced here. Starting with the red team.
Number 2, Carson Backus. Number 5, Caity Harshaw. Number 10, Drake Marley. And number 3, Jaden Miller.
Okay, so Christian Sanson, 6'9" senior, starting for the red team. Colin Porsche, Drake Marbley, and who else do we have there?
There was a Miller.
Jaden Miller.
Yep.
Carson Backus, I believe. Those 4 guys, even Sanson, I believe, gave them some minutes off the bench last year. So we got the white team with Dallas Thomas and Nate Coley. Those are definitely 2 starters for Parkview this year.
And who's the guy to watch out for?
Dallas Thomas, number 11. Slim is what they call him.
Yeah,
and he wears number 11.
I can understand that. Well, he is all legs.
It looks like he's going to jump up against Christian Sanson.
Well, they got some bigs.
It's just, again, it's the Parkview, man. They put them out. White team owns the tip, and I expect that we'll see some more of some intensity. I guess what Coach Thurman's wanting. Coley might have got away with one right there. Not that time.
Still not used to this whole running clock thing. Every time I hear the whistle, I want to stop it.
I believe that might have been Nemo Utsi. Oh, I've got my roster here now that I've got numbers on. Thank you, Jesus. And that was Nemo Utsi. So hey,
there you go.
I was looking at their height, saying, "Well, that guy looks about 6'3".
That'll work.
Traveling violation on the red team. Sanson, Backus, Porsche, Marbley, and Miller for the red team. Thomas, Coley, Utsi, Howard, Smith, and Riley for the white team. Thomas is the one that's getting all of the love right now. Last year a sophomore played a big role on the team that ended up being second-round team in the state. We haven't talked a lot about it because I'm sure it's a sore spot, but 5 overtime game last year with Lake Hamilton.
Yeah, it was tough.
It was a great game. Unbelievable ball game there that they had with Lake Hamilton. Lake Hamilton came out with all of the momentum, and Parkview had to come back. I think Parkview was down as much as 17 at one point, but boy, all of that energy that they had to expend to come up, that was probably the difference in the ball game.
And it is. I mean, you get those long marathon games like that, 5 overtimes. you're going to have a little bit of conditioning issues.
Oh, yeah. And what we had was start time issues after that. Sanson getting big in the paint. They call a walk on him. He's a good-sized kid, 6'9". They list Thomas at 6'8". Sanson is a bigger body than Thomas by quite a bit, and really a true low post presence. If we can get Coach Thurman back up here, I'd like to hear what he has to say about Sanson as a low post player.
Still no score.
You're just waiting for that three-pointer.
Well, I'm just wanting to update something.
And here he is.
There we go.
So, looking out here, is he muted?
No, he's good.
Good. Can you not hear us? How about that? There we go. We're ready now. So, tell us a little bit about your varsity team here.
Well, we're going to be led by Nate Coley, who's a senior, number 0 in white, coming along the baseline right here. All-state guy last year, 2-time all-conference. Then we've got Dallas Thomas aligned with him, who's a returning junior, being recruited pretty highly across the country. So we're anxious to see what those two guys can do together.
Talk about what you have returning from last year. What is the expectation with those guys?
Well, with those two, along with Carson Backers, who's guarding on the baseline in red there, number 2, those are our 3 most experienced guys that have been here and have been here since 9th grade. So we're anxious to see what those guys can do in a leadership role. They've never had to be in that role before. And then ultimately, they've got to be able to lead some of these guys who really hadn't had the opportunity to compete at the varsity level. And then we've added Kristen Sampson, who transferred in from a prep school up in Ohio. And then Colin Porsche right there with the basketball. I think it's going to be pretty good for us as well.
We were looking at Sanson, a good-sized kid, good-sized body, athletic kid here. So he's going to help you out quite a bit.
I think he definitely can help us out. I mean, he's a rebounder. He's got a high motor. I think he's a guy that can really score. And then Nemo Unsi, who just gets that layup, is going to be big for us as well.
Well, you've got an embarrassment of riches to what some coaches would like to have. I can tell you that much for sure. Tell us about your JV team and how you feed up into your varsity program from your JV.
Well, what we try to do is make it a competitive environment. So, my deal is since we have 9th through 12th grade here, we let 9th graders compete against, 10th, 11th, 12th graders. And if you come out and you're one of those guys that stand out, then we give you the opportunity to compete with the varsity each and every day. So right now we've got a slew of 10th graders and 11th graders that are getting an opportunity to compete against the older guys, and hopefully that helps their development overall.
What does a practice look like here at Parkview?
Intense. We get up and down the floor quite a bit. Got to be in shape. Our conditioning, which is not looking very good right now, has been pretty good. So we have a pretty good strength and conditioning program. We're trying to get guys not only be stronger, but to eat better. Young kids don't normally eat the right way, so we're trying to make sure we include that as well.
What's that like? How do you get a kid to eat better?
It's tough. Because you don't really have any control of their environment at home.
Right.
All these kids come from different backgrounds and different demographics. So, you got a lot of them that like to eat junk food. Then you got a lot of them that like to eat real food. So we just try to make sure that we provide what we can here, but at the same time work with their parents and make sure that they're getting the nutrients that they need. What
have you taken here as a coach or from what you learned maybe with Coach Richardson there at U of A? What have you implemented? What did you take from him there while you played there?
Well, the morning practices is definitely something I implemented. We used to practice at 6 a.m. when I was in college. I thought that wasn't very smart. But what I realized about it is preparing these guys for life, and that's what it was doing for me, getting me up, getting me ready, getting me prepared. So we practice in the morning sometimes before school, and then we also have times where, we have study halls, things that I picked up from college between practices or the end of school going into our evening practice to give these guys a chance to make sure that they balance that out as well.
That's definitely an interest. So you have a morning and an afternoon practice?
We have a morning and afternoon practice most days. There's one group, maybe a 9th grade JV group. The group who just played, they'll go before school on certain days.
Okay.
And then this group will go
So kind of a rotation.
Kind of a rotation. And then there's sometimes we go strictly afternoons and evenings. It just depends. Like right now, we kind of transitioned into the evening portion. So we'll have a group at 2:30, which is in our athletic block. They'll go to about 3:50 when the bell rings. That group will stay, study. Some of them will stay and practice with the older guys, and then we flip it the following day.
Do you ever talk to Coach Richardson anymore?
I do. I haven't talked to him in a little bit, but, we just got information, which is kind of why I'm in a somber mood, that Ron Hury passed away. So, I'm sure I'll be speaking to Coach in the next couple of hours or so, just trying to make sure he's okay.
Yeah, we actually heard that as well. I noticed Oliver Miller was posting that out. And let's talk a little bit about that. You didn't play with Ron. He played on another team, but that's kind of like a brotherhood there, right? I mean, you guys all have that kinship that y'all played at U of A, played for Coach Richardson.
No question. I mean, it's definitely a brotherhood. Ron is someone that I really respected, not only as a player but as a person. I know he had quite a bit of things going on in his life. This time we weren't as connected, but I did get an opportunity to speak with him prior to him being selected to the Hall of Honor, and we had kind of reconnected. We're having more conversations, and then to get that news just kind of took a little bit out of me.
Yeah, I can understand that for sure. I saw that right before we came down here, and we actually got that posted on the Arkansas Sports Network. 55. Ron was 55 years old, so tough break there, and hard to hear that because, he's a guy that I watched coming up as well, just, seeing him and, of course, playing with Todd Daly, Mayberry, and those guys that kind of set the table for what you guys did moving on.
Right. Had it not been for guys like Ron Hury, I'm not so sure how hard I would have myself taken a look into Arkansas. He was really the kind of, I would say, a founding father in terms of what happened for those 90s teams. That's Todd Day and that group, including our group, with myself, Corliss, and Corey Beck.
Yep. 1986 McDonald's All-American Ron Hury. Averaged double figures at the U of A every year that he was there. Passes away at 55 years old. Hard to hear that. But let's talk a little bit about this team here. Last year you guys were a second-round team. I know that y'all had expectations to go further. Y'all always have expectations to go further. And it didn't have anything to do with playing Lake Hamilton or anything like that. What can you do to build on what you did last year to bring into this year?
I think the biggest key for this group is going to be mental toughness, being able to deal with whether you get a bad call or make a bad play, being able to get to the next play. I think that's one of the things that's separated last group was that we had the physical toughness but not necessarily the mental toughness when things didn't go our way.
Yeah, and that's something that can be the difference between a win and a loss for sure, especially on the state level. When games are decided so, just by razor-thin margins. You guys played that 5 overtime game. Tell us a little bit about that situation. I know that you probably don't want to talk that much because you lost, but that game ended up being one of probably the best games that in Arkansas history in a lot of ways. What's it like to play in a game of that magnitude?
Well, I tell you what, it was very exhausting from a mental standpoint, just going 5 overtimes. That was my first experience with something like that. I think the other thing was, just having the chance to feel like we had the better team and not play our best, I think can hopefully be a learning lesson for this group.
Yes.
Because, sometimes people think that talent wins games, and it does at times, but it doesn't overcome discipline and mental toughness.
Yes. Oh, yeah, let's talk a little bit about this. Shot clock is implemented now in high school. I know 6A has played with it throughout. It's been, I guess, last year before, maybe. Now it's implemented throughout high school. What do you think about playing with the shot clock?
I love it. I mean, I think it just makes it more of a competitive game in terms of management. I think it also requires, each team to kind of be really strategic in terms of managing not only the game clock but the shot clock, which when it gets reset on a kick ball or something like that, you've got to be able to execute at a different rate.
How have you changed your practices to implement that?
I really hadn't much. I mean, we try to be a team that, we want to make sure that we're shooting the ball quickly anyway. We want to get good shots, but we want to take quick shots so we can get our defense set up. So for us, we're not really looking to have many shot clock violations.
So let's talk. I've seen at least one coach in the crowd here. I mean, what do you think about that?
I mean, I think it speaks volumes about our program.
Yeah.
I think guys are coming to take a look and seeing, what it is we're doing. We like to think that we're doing things the right way. Obviously, this is the kickoff, so it looks a little rough right now. But we're believing that we're going to be able to put it together.
Sure. I mean, first game. Well, it's not even a game. This is really a practice with people in the gym. So, you're going to have some rough spots. You're not going to be as good as you are in March right now, for sure. We're looking forward to being a part of what you guys are doing here. Nice shot there by Dallas Thomas. 6'8", correct? Is he legitimately that?
Yeah, he may be 6'8.5",
Yeah.
over 6'9". I mean,
My
he's
goodness.
grown probably 4 or 5 inches since we've had him. I mean, he's growing like a weed. I'm not so sure he's done yet, but he's an unbelievable kid, not really caught up in all of the fame or the quote-unquote social media presence. He's just a young man that's got his head down working to try to get better.
Stepping out, hitting a three-pointer, that used to not be. Of course, he's more of a small forward than he is a power forward, but to be able to step out in the high school game and be able to hit that three-pointer speaks a lot of volumes about what kind of player he is already.
No question about it. He does a lot of different things, whether that's playing at the basket now, which he's starting to get a little stronger, more confident. But as you said, he really is a wing. He's a guy that takes and makes threes. He's a good free throw shooter, good passer. Just got to finish at the rim better.
And, as time goes on, he'll get a little stronger. I mean, I probably don't need to ask you that because there'll be parents that'll watch this and maybe take your answer wrong, so I'm going to save you that one. But what's it like to coach a guy that could have NBA potential?
Well, I mean, it's fun. It's fun because of the type of kid that he is and the type of parents that he has. They're not really caught up in, what's next. They're more concerned with how much better he's getting each and every day. There's a lot to be said for that in today's climate, because everybody wants the next and the best, and they want it the quickest and the fastest. But he's a kid who's got patience, which is not something that young people really have, and I think he's just going through this process as best he can without losing focus on the day-to-day work.
That's a high compliment, I will say that, to him and his parents and the type of kid that he is. And, I can already see some development from what he was last year to where he is now. Last year, probably a little bit timid on the high school level. I know that he plays different players with the AAU and, maybe play kids more of his age. But last year he was playing seniors versus playing, as a sophomore. But being able to contribute like he did for a team that ended up in the second round of the state tournament spoke a lot. But I can see that he's already developed with his aggression and just being a little stronger to the basket.
Well, we spent a lot more time with him in the weight room trying to get him stronger, not only him, but he and the rest of his teammates, and he really embraced it. Of course, he knows that he's got to get stronger. And in high school, as I told him, you got to be able to play every position in high school. When you're a highly rated guy, for me to be and for me to think you're on the level that you're on.
Good play, good pass there.
Yeah, you got to be able to play in and out.
Absolutely. I believe that was Porsche, or is it Porsche or Porsche?
It's Porsche, yeah. He's a great interior passer, kind of light on his feet, got great hands, and has some experience on the AAU circuit. We just got to hope it transitions to high school.
Yeah. He makes another good pass to Sanson. Sanson goes all the way. Oh, you got to finish that one. Got them steps wrong. Red team gets a rebound, though. Good skip pass. Porsche is moving the ball well there. He's helping the offense move, switching the side of the zone, that sort of thing. He's doing a good job of moving the basketball for you. I've been talking to you here. I didn't even know there's 16.4 left here in the first half.
Yeah, I mean, Porsche is definitely going to be a guy that we're going to count on to hopefully help us. I mean, he's a guy that can play in and out, shoots the ball really well, but passes it even better.
Well, that's a great attribute to have there. Three on the way, no good by Thomas. Rebound comes to the White squad. Good pass there. Shot is up. That's going to be the last one of the first half, and that is where we're going to end it. 16-14 is the score. You got something here you want to do? You're going to go down or you're going to stay up?
I'm going to go down for a second. I think the cheerleaders want to do something real quick, and then I'll come back up and visit with you guys.
All right, sounds good. So Coach Thurman is going to step out for just a moment. We're going to take a quick break. Appreciate Coach Thurman joining us here on the broadcast. We got second half action here in just a moment. You're watching the red, white, and blue game of the Parkview Patriots right here on the Arkansas Sports Network.
Ark, a name you've come to know, is the Arkansas winner of the Quality Dealer Award and top 5 dealer in the nation by the NIADA.
Hey, I'm Dare Saul. Thank you to all of our loyal customers who's made D3 Auto Sales the #1 used independent in the state of Arkansas. Customer service and community has always been our main focus here at D3. Why are we different? It's our people, and our vehicles look different. Your color, your style, your financing. Call me now, D3 Auto Sales in Des Arc.
We see you. Your incredible potential and willpower set you apart. You're first to take that leap of faith. First to get to work. First to solve the problem. No burden should be carried alone. We'll be there. Every step, day, challenge. First is your destiny. We get it because first is who we are.
There comes a time in all of our lives when we need the help of legal services. Well, let Leah Jacobs at Heirloom Legal at 425 North Church Street in Atkins be your go-to when you are needing assistance. If you're needing a will or a trust, maybe you're helping an elder parent with Medicaid issues, or planning on opening a brand new business, maybe you have another legal need. Jacobs can help you plan your next step. That's Heirloom Legal, helping families build and protect their legacy through estate, elder, and business planning. Call 501-819-2553 and walk-ins are welcome.
D3 Auto Sales in Des Arc, a name you've come to know, is the Arkansas winner of the Quality Dealer Award and top 5 dealer in the nation by the NIADA.
Hey, I'm Dare Saul. Thank you to all of our loyal customers who's made D3 Auto Sales the #1 used independent in the state of Arkansas. Customer service and community has always been our main focus here at D3. Why are we different? It's our people, and our vehicles look different. Your color, your style, your financing. Call me now, D3 Auto Sales in Des Arc.
We see you. Your incredible potential and willpower set you apart. You're first to take that leap of faith. First to get to work. First to solve the problem. No burden should be carried alone. We'll be there. Every step, day, challenge. First is your destiny. We get it because first is who we are.
There comes a time in all of our lives when we need the help of legal services. Well, let Leah Jacobs at Heirloom Legal at 425 North Church Street in Atkins be your go-to when you are needing assistance. If you're needing a will or a trust, maybe you're helping an elder parent with Medicaid issues, or planning on opening a brand new business, maybe you have another legal need. Jacobs can help you plan your next step. That's Heirloom Legal, helping families build and protect their legacy through estate, elder, and business planning. Call 501-819-2553 and walk-ins are welcome.
We're back here getting ready to start second half action, Parkview red, white, and blue game. I'm going to pull up the schedule for Parkview. Hopefully they've got it listed here. I think he might have sent me one earlier. Parkview white team had a 16-14 advantage over the red. Red with the breakout, though. Oh, get up, son. Goodness gracious.
Made that one look easy. I didn't know he had a ladder in his pocket.
My goodness. Tough shot up, no good. Good rebound, though, getting his own. He's going to go to the free throw line for 2.
A good old charity strike.
You know, basketball season's fun. It's a long one, though, Bill. You go, really, basketball season's up to 5 months in high school. Well, in college as well. You know, you span from November all the way to March. And you don't even realize it, but, of course, by the time state tournament is here, basketball, or school, I should say, is pretty much over, you know. And so, anyway.
Oh, you start talking about state tournaments, and I start getting antsy.
Well, you know, it's so much work, but sure, it's a lot of fun. Got a lot of, you know, just being able to see those big games, big shots, you know, not just on the boys' side. You know, last year we did Greenwood girls and West Memphis girls. Greenwood went on to win the state title, but it wasn't before they had to hit a three-pointer at the buzzer, basically, to win the ball game. And that was a great game there. And I'm pretty sure it was a second-round ball game, if I'm not mistaken. Sanson gets it in down low, little hook shot, no good. You know, Coach Thurman's going to tell him, you got to go stronger than that.
It's wide open here in the lane.
All the way, shot is up, it's good. Like I said, we'll have a football destination for you probably by Monday. Hopefully by Monday we'll have where we're going to be at.
hopefully all well, there's 3 or 4 games that were going on today, and of course we need to wait for those to finish.
We do. We need to see
all the seating
what
is
happened.
Finalized.
Now we were watching Malvern and Arkadelphia coming down here, and you know, Arkadelphia was winning that one 28-6 at the half, I believe, which speaks volumes about how good Arkadelphia is, because Malvern is a good football team, man. They have got, man, a lot of good players. So this Parkview team, November the 10th, that's just 5 days from now, which will be, I guess, next Thursday. Oh, looky here. Look at that one. That's here. You see the second one?
Oh.
Right?
Goodness.
So November the 10th, they are scheduled to play at Whitehall. Then they don't have another game until November the 21st with Lake Hamilton. We may have to break our not basketball. That's going to be a heck of a ball game. Central on the 22nd. Then I know they've got games in between, but they've got East End on the 13th of December. Also Catholic, probably JV playing East End. And then they're at Sylvan Hills on the 16th, and then there's tournaments in between this that they don't have listed. Then January 6th is conference play. And they've got Sylvan Hills, Jacksonville, Maumelle Catholic, BB, Valonia, Little Rock Christian, I think, is in there.
No, that Valonia game, is that here or at Valonia?
You got to have Valonia on the 24th.
Sign me up. That's right down the road from my house. I might be able to make that one.
Let's see if we can maybe get in the doors on that one. 25-21 is the score. 4-point advantage for the white squad. Dallas Thomas at the free throw line. Thomas has looked good. Like the aggression that I see from him. A little bit more aggressive off the dribble. Could shoot it well.
The thing about that aggressiveness, Brad, is you know they're not being as aggressive as what they're going to be when the regular season starts.
Oh, yeah.
What we're scouts here, we're seeing very vanilla.
Very vanilla.
We're seeing basically, like you said, a glorified practice. So they're not going to extend themselves too much and show us what they can really do. We're going to have to wait until the regular season to see that.
Yeah, and you know, again, you're also kind of seeing the hatching of the egg. You know, you don't see the full chicken until March.
That's
you know
right.
what I mean?
When everything starts to gel and come together.
Well, when you're playing in a rhythm, you're playing 2 and 3 times a week. Sanson on the breakaway. He pulls up, shot up, off, no good. Sanson got to work on his touch a little bit around the basket. But I think that he can help them with physically. That's Nate Coley. I believe so. No, they give him a 2 on that. It was close. Coley was a tough point guard for Parkview last year. Like Coach Thurman said, he's kind of the heart and soul of this ball club. Nice play at the rim there. Thomas all the way to the basket, goes at Sanson. Going to pick up a foul. Under 10 minutes remaining here in this red, white, and blue action. Shot up good.
Sitting there watching the explosiveness of the guy I'm taking off, going back to the bench right now.
Sanson?
Sanson. I
Yes.
mean, this kid.
He's an athlete, and like I said, come out of Ohio coming down here to play. (30-23) is the score. 7-point advantage for the white team. They've kind of pulled away just a little bit here. 3 in the corner by Red, no good. Arkansas and Liberty in a tussle right now, still 0-0, 7:04 left here in the first quarter. So we'll have to find a place to post up and watch that one. I think Coach Thurman might be working his way back up. He's talking to some
of those coaches.
Yeah, Marion coach is over there, and I'll get his name in a minute. Big three-pointer there, and Bill gets to do his graphic.
There it is.
Beautiful. we do graphics a little differently than we did last year. Don't want to give too many secrets away, but we get to add to them where we didn't exactly last year. Graphics were fantastic last year, though, and have been throughout. We appreciate, all of that. We just do it a little differently now. Well, this business is picking up here. Up and down action so far here in the second half. Teams both in a rhythm a little bit more. Coach Thurman coming back to us here. (35-26) white team up on the red. Clock running, 7 minutes to go here. 3 from the corner, up, it's good. Man likes to watch basketball. He got daydreaming a little bit watching hoops.
Yeah, you can definitely daydream now. I can sit here and do this all day.
That's it. I love it. I tell you what, I'm a football guy, but I love basketball too. I like both of them. I've always been a big football and basketball person.
Well, this is a great time of the year. You get an opportunity to watch all of it.
I'll tell you what, I will say this. I love football, but I'll tell you what, tournament time in basketball is hard to beat.
I would agree, man. Tournament time in basketball is hard to beat because you don't know who's going to win.
That's
football,
right.
I think you have more favorites. In basketball, you can have a favorite, but they can still get upset most of the time.
That's it. And NCAA tournament, state tournament, I mean, all of it. It's just a lot of fun to be a part of. We got a chance to be a part of that 5A state tournament last year. Got a chance to watch you guys play in that. And who knows, maybe we'll do it again this year if they'll let us. We may be there. So we're just looking at your schedule there. We noticed Lake Hamilton coming into the gym on the 21st.
Right. Yeah, that's a game we're looking forward to. I mean, they're going to be very, very good again in 5A. And, our schedule was actually pretty tough considering the fact that we lost so many guys. But,
right.
We want to make sure, as I told you, try to develop that mental toughness. You got to play against the best.
Absolutely. Well, we might have to sneak over here for that one, maybe. We'll.
I just want to know if the intensity of that 5 overtime game that you had with Lake Hamilton, this team still remembers that. How do they feel about it, and are they looking forward to that game?
Well, I think we've got, 3 guys that definitely remember it. The rest of these guys didn't get the opportunity to really compete. Some of them were there, but they didn't get an opportunity to participate. So it's something that I've constantly reminded them of, to have to go through a 5 overtime game like that with so much hype around our season and how we were hoping we would finish. I've tried to make sure that I drive that in each and every day. Just we want to make sure that if we're in that position again that we can fight through it.
We'll have to take a look at that one. We'll see what we can do. 42-31 here, timeout, 5:04 remaining. The pace has picked up. The flow has picked up a little bit. I'm really liking what I'm seeing on both sides of the ball.
Well, I like a lot of the things. The beauty of it is you guys are broadcasting, so I get an opportunity to go back and watch it like I want to and try to evaluate it because we've got to be good early, but we want to be our best late. We've had some good early starts and some success during the regular season, but we want to be playing our best basketball when it really matters late in the year.
So we talked about it a little bit here. What you're seeing is the hatching of the egg. You don't see the chicken until March.
Correct. And these guys, though, one thing I will give them credit for, they've all, kind of held their heads down and keep continuing to work, which is not easy for a young person and with the duress that we try to put them under to try to make it game-like. So Porsche has it in the corner. Nice moving around the perimeter. Nice cut there. Woo! Now, come on now. Now, would you advise that? I mean, he went up to dunk that in the lane there. Would you rather see him lay that up or go strong like that? Well, I would definitely like to see him get the 2 points, although, with him being someone who is one of those guys that we need to step up in the leadership role in a game like this, I'm excited that he attacked the rim that way.
I like that. It was a good cut. He's going to the free throw line. Who is that, by the way?
Jaden Miller.
Jaden Miller.
Rising junior. Well, a current junior.
Now, how many seniors do you have?
This year we have 4 seniors. We have Nemo Uzi, who just took the ball out of bounds. We've got Carson Backus in red at number 2. Nate Coley, who's out of the game right now, 0 in white. And Christian Sanson, a tall young man, number 15 in red.
Do you like to have more, or is that a good number as far as seniors go?
I'm not really concerned with number. I think if you're in the 10th grade and you've got experience, I think you can still be very, very helpful in terms of determining how we finish up in the season. You can have a senior sometime that could be timid or may get senioritis a little too soon and not be focused on the things that we've got to be focused on.
That was something that when I played in high school, we would always get, not necessarily senioritis, but I'm worn out. I'm ready, get in the tournament time and be like, I'm ready to move on to baseball or whatever. How do you combat that?
Well, I've been very fortunate since I've been here at Parkview. I mean, we've only had one student athlete that has not been full-time basketball. We've got a kid now that plays football who, when it's over, when they finish and hopefully in the state championship, that he'll be out to help us. But most of the guys that come out that play another sport are ninth grade football players. They'll come out. We'll give them a chance to be looked at and play with our ninth grade. But we haven't had a lot of guys, that have been dual sports, which is kind of unusual.
Yeah, it is. And, of course, boy, you've got a wealth of talent over there as far as football goes. A lot of good players over there as well. I'm sure they could probably translate to the hardwood, but it's hard to translate to the hardwood when you got so many good players over here that are already playing.
I would agree. It's different when you got guys that have been here all summer, spring, summer, and then in the fall, and they're prepared to play, and you take a guy that's been in football, whether that be 7-on-7 or off-season conditioning, lifting, and then expect them to just transition into the basketball floor without any flaws. That's kind of tough.
It's different for sure. Of course, it's nice to have a school where you and Coach Bolden can have a wealth of athletes, no matter if they play both ways or not.
Correct. I mean, Coach Bolden's done a great job. I texted him last night with the big win against Camden. Those guys are revving up, hoping for a state championship, and we definitely want to support them.
Well, we'll be looking possibly to come over for that game, which I guess they're playing Pine Bluff, I believe, first round. We'll be looking to come over. I need to call Coach Bolden and find out if we can make that happen. But 12-point advantage here for the white team, 47-35. 15-minute halves here, moving to the very end of this thing. What are you pleased so far with what you've seen?
I am somewhat pleased with certain things. Obviously, there's a lot of things we got to get better at. I'm very pleased with the fact that Colin Porsche had a good showing. I'm glad to see Nate is moving up and down the floor gracefully. He was a little banged up at one point early in the year, but to see him flying up and down the floor is definitely encouraging. And then ultimately, just to get a chance to see some of these young guys that don't get an opportunity to really compete with these guys, it's good to see.
We got Nate Coley is a guy that was a tough point guard for you last year, helped you out quite a bit. Maybe not as highly recruited as a Dallas Thomas, but you got to have the Nate Coleys to be successful.
Well, he's definitely a big part of our team, from an experience standpoint. He's played varsity some since he was a ninth grader. I'll never forget. We played at Jacksonville, and he was going head-to-head with Devo, and the next night he was going head-to-head with Nick Smith. So he's a guy that's battle-tested. Now he's a senior, and we're looking forward to seeing him try to lead us.
Boy, I tell you what, when you play down here and you play the teams that you play, you get a chance to play the very best in the state of Arkansas. And, of course, you get a chance to do that in the state tournaments as well. So you really get tested here as a player at Parkview to be able to play against the very best.
Well, no question about it. Like I said, we try to keep a competitive environment and keep guys never really getting comfortable. Even a guy like Nate, he's a senior, but we don't want him comfortable. That's why we've got a lot of 10th graders and juniors right behind him trying to push him.
Well, we're about to wrap things up here. 48-35 is the score. I don't know if that might have been a violation there.
I thought that was out of bounds.
Oh, he was eyeing it up. He wanted to get one.
Yeah, he got too excited to get a wide open dunk and wound up coming up empty.
Yeah. Now, you replaced some good players on last year's team, too. I remember Kamanga was a guy that played well for you last year. Was it J.K. Sanders?
Yeah, J.K. Sanders. Obviously, we lost Cam Wallace, who's playing now at UCA. Yes. Darius Miller, who was really a glue guy for us. And then Jalen Thomas Miller, who's now gone on to the armed services.
Okay. Well, we commend him for that. Well, Coach, we'll let you probably get down and let you talk with your team here, and we'll talk with you here pretty shortly.
All right. Well, I appreciate you guys.
Well, thanks a lot, Coach Scotty Thurman, for joining us here on your red, white, and blue game, and that's going to be it. We'll go to a quick break. We'll wrap things up here from Parkview as the white team wins 50-38. We'll be back here in just a moment.
The news says Gen Z is struggling. I've got news for them.
I wait tables, but last week I built a field hospital.
I put out a forest fire.
I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
I've saved lives.
And led a team on patrol.
I serve.
Well, I go to school full-time.
While I work full-time.
The greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
D3 Auto Sales in Des Arc, a name you've come to know, is the Arkansas winner of the Quality Dealer Award and top 5 dealer in the nation by the NIADA.
Hey, I'm Dare Saul. Thank you to all of our loyal customers who's made D3 Auto Sales the #1 used independent in the state of Arkansas. Customer service and community has always been our main focus here at D3. Why are we different? It's our people, and our vehicles look different. Your color, your style, your financing. Call me now, D3 Auto Sales in Des Arc.
We're back here at Charles Ripley Arena, Al Flanagan Court. So many legendary coaches and players coming through this gym. And I know there's been some interest here. We've seen some coaches here trying to see what's going on here at Parkview.
And rightfully so. You know when you know this is going to be a good ball club, you want to be as well prepared for them as possible. If I was on a Parkview schedule, I'd probably want to be here too.
Absolutely, and some of them may not be. They may be scouting it for the state.
Yeah,
and I know one that's in here right now. That's exactly
doing the
what
exact
he's doing.
Same thing. They had the same aspirations last year.
That's it. So, anyway, well, we're going to wrap things up. You've been watching high school hoops here on the Arkansas Sports Network. Just like the football game of the week, we'll be doing a basketball game of the week. And we're looking forward to getting into the gym, but not before playoff season is over.
We need to get that wrapped up first.
We got to get. Well, we may have to be over here for that Lake Hamilton game.
We might have to break that rule.
Maybe.
What do you think? Do we need to break that rule?
We'll check it out.
Come on over and see that Lake Hamilton game instead of staying football only. What do you think?
I don't know, dude.
We're going to wrap it up here, 50-38, white team over the red team. And we'll be back with more high school sports right here on the Arkansas Sports Network next week.